Kvenberg. She's a best-selling author, speaker, communication coach. She helps entrepreneurs and professionals speak with confidence. She is a former actress, a background in acting. She founded a U.S.-based performing arts school and brings powerful storytelling and stage presence to everything she does. She is going to help us today learn about presence, confidence, and influence. But when I say she doesn't just talk about it, she does it. You noticed everybody today had like a walk-up song? The speakers get to pick like their walk-up song. Some of them are really good. Some of them I'm old and I've never heard of. But Sabine, remember I told you, she's about communication, performance, a former actress. What if your walk-up song was literally your walk-up song because you wrote it and you performed it? That's what you're about to witness. So if you'll welcome to the stage, Sabine Kvenberg.
Live your life out loud. Throw away your doubts. Let your spirit shout. Live your life out loud. Come and take control of your mind and soul. Knowing you are whole, smart and beautiful. I invite you to be free, dreaming of all you can be. If you believe, then you can see your endless possibilities. I invite you to receive, knowing you're the one to be, helping others so they see the endless possibilities. Now everybody, stand up for me. Come on, stand up. We've been sitting way too long and we didn't have a break. Okay, now everybody clap your hands together. Yes, come on, a little bit more energy here in this room. Be the change today. Keep it going. Throw your fears away. It's up to you to say, I am here to stay. Are you here to stay? Come and show with pride what you have inside. No one need to hide. Now it's you take flight. All right, everybody, wonderful. Give yourself a hand. Give yourself a hand. All right, fantastic. Woohoo! That gets me going. Well, I know it has been a long day, but here is what I want to leave you with today. That everything that you heard today is not just something that you forget. You will remember. And I want to ask you, who has a dream? Who has a dream? Nobody? Come on, lift up your hands. I think you all have a dreams, right? Okay, now here's the thing. I had a dream too. And the dream was to become an actress. And don't we all have dream stealers? Those who said, when you told them, hey, I want to do this or that, oh no, this is too dangerous. Oh, you never make money. Those are the dream stealers. But you are here today, and because I know already that you are after your dreams. Now, what if I tell you that the most important performance of your career happens before anyone can see you? I've been an actress, a musical theater performer, and I stood on many stages. Television, theater, the audition room. But the most important stage I ever stood on, no one could see. I call it the invisible stage. And here is the secret that most people miss. Your success on the visible stage, the moments everyone sees, is determined by the work you do on your invisible stage. And I learned that as a performer. When I was an actress, I always played the young ingenue, the comic relief, but I wanted to play a villain. And isn't it so great? You can be mean. And that's the good thing in theater. So, anybody remembers Les Miserables, the musical? 80s, 90s, yes. And the first German production came to Vienna, Austria. I lived in Hamburg, Germany, that's where I played. But I know I wanted to audition for that role, Madame Thénardier, the villain in the play, and also comic relief. So, but as you also know, in each business, there is a lot of rejection. You get a lot of no's. Have you gotten no's? Yeah? Yeah, I see. Now, in theater, in the entertainment industry, is even worse. And especially if you're a woman, because there's much more competition. So, I knew I had to change something if I wanted to get that role. So I looked for the perfect piece. I had it transposed one step lower so it fits my vocal range. I even read the book of Les Miserables. Well, when I got it, it was not one book. It was 3 books, a trilogy. This is how big that musical was. But I read it. And then I practiced the song. And I worked with my vocal coach. I had it recorded on tape. Anybody still remember tapes, right? And that was it. Now, I took the night train, because I was playing Sunday, took the night train to Vienna, Austria, arrived on Monday. The audition was on Monday, and I was waiting in line. Finally, it was my turn. So I got on stage, and I was actually on the stage of Les Miserables, and there were the auditioners. I got in, gave that sheet music that was hand transposed, which was a hard song, gave it to the accompanist, and he looked at it, and I could see his eyes, so big. And I said, I also have it recorded. I brought my tape recorder. Would you like me to use this? He said, yeah, why don't you use this? Yes, because I practiced with that. I was prepared. I brought it in. So I started the audition, and I nailed it. Usually in theater, they say, don't call us, we call you. And so, okay, there was silence. And then they said, wouldn't you mind going upstairs with the musical director and rehearse one song from the show? Wouldn't I mind? Of course. So I went upstairs, we practiced, and that was a hard song. You may remember Madame Thénardier, master of the house, da-da-da-da-da, very easy. But this was different. Oh my gosh, my mind was going racing. And then she said, I think this is as good as it gets. And I said, no, please, let me do it again, because I really want to get it. And she did. We did it a couple more times. I got it. So we went back on stage, and then it was my turn to do it. Wen haben wir hier? Das Fräulein faulenzt herum, ist wieder mal zu fein, ihre Arbeit zu tun. Wehe dir, wenn ich dich erwische, ich hau dich windelweich. 10 miese Frau schickt deine Mutter, meinst du, das macht mich reich? Den Eimer schnell, du kleine Mademoiselle. Nun lauf und hol das Wasser aus der Quelle. Thank you very much. I haven't heard that applause like almost 40 years ago when I played that role. But that's it. I did the best I could. And then, 3 days later, I got a phone call. And they offered me the role of Madame Thénardier. And this is it. Now, when I look at it right now, wow, I actually aged backwards. But this is when I learned what you have to do. I didn't have control over the outcome, the decision they made. The only control I have was the months leading up to it, the unseen practices and rehearsals. And the same is true in life. The mindset, the habits that you build in private, the books that you read when no one is watching, the skills you learn even before you know it and need it. That is the invisible stage work. Master the moments no one sees to lead the moments everyone remembers. And here's what I know about you. Your stage looks different from mine. But what stays the same is the work we put in before anyone can see us. And right now, this is what you're doing. You're putting in the work. You came here. And these are the things you have to prepare your content. You have to think about what you post. You have to make sure you have the confidence and the mental preparation to do all the things that makes it a success. Now, I want to go one step further. When you work and when you put in the work, the preparation before you walk into a meeting or into a room, the mental work that you do before you hit record, and then the conscious decisions that you make before you go live. These are the things where the invisible stage lives. Your presence, your confidence, and your influence are built on the invisible stage. Now, the question is, what makes you magnetic? Because you see, you have your unique ability. You are your unique self. And when you think about that one thing that is different, what do you think? I know there are many little things, but the one thing that makes you magnetic, and you have heard it all day long. The number one is stories, but not just a story. It's your unique story, only you can tell. And that is the big difference. No AI can tell the story for me. No AI knows the experience and the ins and outs. You see how powerful stories are? And when I told that story, how I got the audition, were you able to get a mental picture? Yes? Okay. Here's another thing I know. Each one of you had a different mental picture. And that is the power of stories and the power of humans receiving that. Now, I put together a framework for you so that you can tell your story so that it counts. And I call it the SET framework. And that is in theater and television. The set sets the scene. It gives you the information of where you are, when you are, what's the mood, even before a single word is spoken. And it's the same for you. You have to do the same. You have to get ready before you even engage either in posting or in conversations or in meetings or talks. So, S stands for story, which sets the scene. It makes it visual, as you just told me. You could see it. You could see the stage and the theater. And stories helps you bring your audience in. Helps you take them onto a journey with you, because that's what you want. And a story can be so much fun when you incorporate this into your business. And stories are something that is ingrained in us. Our million-year-old brain is wired for stories. So today, yes, we tell stories on social media, or before that on TV and film, before that radio, before that books, before that we sat around the fire. And this is how we convey information. history. And we made people laugh by telling stories. Or warn them. Ooh, there's danger. Don't go in that wood there. There is a predator. Go hunt on over the other side. And that is still very active for us. And this is how we communicate our messages. And that creates emotions. Emotions creates the feeling you want by design and not by accident. So you pick the story that you want to tell if you want to get people engaged, if you want to make them laugh, if you want to make them cry, feel something. Like Tracy said, yes, feeling. Anybody remembers those ASPA's commercials, those dogs, and then, oh, the eyes of the angels. I know, it made me cry. But guess what? It works. So, okay, how much can I send you? Right? And it's legit. It's not anything wrong with that. It's legit because we want to take people to take action. Now, remember, facts inform, emotion transforms. But emotion just opens the doors. But the benefits walk through it. And you have to deliver that. That's the value that you deliver, right? It all has to come together, which brings me to the last. T stands for tie it together. It connects the story to your message and makes it about them. If you just tell a story that creates emotions, that's great. And if you have it in a post, that's great. And people see, oh yeah, great post. When you tell a story without the emotion, but if you tell a story with emotion and make it about them, instead of saying, oh, great post, it's about me. And this is where magic starts to happen, where the DMs come in, where the comments start to happen, if you make it about them. And I put together what I call the set pre-camera cheat sheet. Because I also know there's a lot of information, and it's all scrambled somewhere here. And when you go home, oh, what was it again? Yes. I put together some steps that you can answer, and it will keep the next time you put your story together or a post very helpful and handy for you. So, now let's define your unique story. Maestro, can I have a little bit quiet music, please? I would like to invite you to close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Be present. Feel the seat underneath you. And come on a journey with me. And the journey leads to one moment in time where you had an experience, a story that was impactful, a moment that was impactful, that made you laugh, made you cry, or even a moment that was devastating in your life. So whatever moment comes to you, stay there. And now, I want you to look around. What do you see? What do you hear? What do you smell? And what do you feel? Feel the feeling. Feel the feeling. Have that picture in your mind. Now open your eyes. show of hands, could you see a scene? Anybody? Yes, 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 good. So, thank you, Maestro. This is a time when you can pull out stories and make it very personal. And in acting, we call it, emotional memory. And those are the things when you see actors on stage who play very beautifully, they are that character. You don't see them as actors anymore. They went through a series of exercises, and one of them is that, going back into a time and feeling that. And this will help you when you apply that to do the same. All right, now, the final step, and you heard it before, is action. And I want to put it all together. When you remember that childhood countdown, ready, set, go, it's the same. You're ready is the invisible stage. The set is the set framework, and go is action. Now, here's the thing. We know we have to take action. So what are you going to do tonight? Maybe post something. But sometimes you are coming to a situation, an opportunity is presented to you that you didn't expect or didn't know, and maybe you're not ready. And then you step back, I'm not ready. But what if you still take action? And I know it because I lived it. Last year, January, I was speaking at the Podcast Expo in Orlando, Florida. And I was interviewed by a podcaster, and afterwards she said, Sabine, you need to write a book. And I said, I already wrote 3 books. She said, no, you don't understand. You have to write your book, your memoir. Your stories are so powerful, and the wisdom that you acquired over the years, this can be so helpful. I said, well, okay, let me think about it. So I went to the expo hall, and there was a table from a New York publisher. And there was a sign that says, pitch your book and we give you feedback. I'm always listening to my intuition. So I said, I don't have a book. But, okay, why not? So I signed up. The next day, I had an appointment. So the morning of, I did my invisible stage work under the shower. I said, okay, what can I tell? What can I tell? Okay, I can tell this and that. Okay. And then I had that appointment. So I told the story, how it happened, and that I don't have a book, but I have stories. So she had 2 of them, and then she looked at me, and she said, Sabine, you know you're a good storyteller, but at one point, I had to hold back the tears. You need to write this book. I said, okay, I'll think about it. And on the spot, she gave me a contract. So I said, let me think about it, okay? I said, oh God, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And then I Googled it. Do they take everybody, right? Because it's a lot of commitment, not just time, but also money. And then I learned they get about 5,000 pitches a year, and they only take 150, like about 3%. Okay, I have to do it now. So I said yes to it. And this is the result of me taking action even when I was not ready. And if I have walked past that table, this would not exist. And as you know, when you feel that passion, that dream in your heart, you are more likely to say yes. And I always feel this. This book is being released on August 4th, but I do have a few advanced copies over there at the table. And if you want to see me, I can also sign it for you. But this is an advanced copy too. Who wants it?
I'm a theater major.
Oh, okay, a theater major.
stories,
Okay,
yes.
what's your name?
Sarah.
Sarah. Well, congratulations, Sarah. Give Sarah a round of applause. She took action. And Austin, I think you did this before when you said, okay, who wants it? Come on up here. I said, oh. But you know what? It doesn't matter, because now it's reinforced in you to say, it's not enough to raise your hand. You have to get up of your seat. Now, question to you, what action step are you taking today? Right? So think about that. Now, here is one thing, this is the last thing I want to share with you, what's important. How, when we get confident or more confident, we take more action and get more things done. And I call that my confidence growth loop. You start out with the invisible stage, right? And the good news is you are already doing it. All the work that you've done up to this point that no one saw was your invisible stage. But then you have to take action. And that action leads to small wins. And when you have those small wins, guess what? Oh, your confidence grows. Oh, this was really good. Okay, I think I can do this again. And that starts the feedback application. And then you do it again. You go back to your visible stage, but this time you do it a little bit more confident and a little bit more bold. And you take action again and take the wins again. Now here's one thing. Sabine, what if I fail? Good. That's another win. Because now you figured out what not to do. So I want you to also recognize that and celebrate that. Now, I'm here tomorrow as well, but if you want to connect with me, you can do that. And I want to leave you with this. Your action that you are taking, even if it's messy, do it. Have gumption. Gumption to stand up. Gumption to do the post. Gumption to just say what you want to say and be who you want to be. Not because others tell you this is who you have to be or this is how it's being done. No, 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 no. It's you. You show up as your unique self. And when you fully embrace that, you go one step further. And I know that fear steps in. Fear is just part of life. But I have something that I always think, I flip that fear. F stands for faith. E stands for enthusiasm. If you have enthusiasm, you act differently. A stands for action. And then R stands for resilience. Just keep doing it. Have gumption. And here is one picture I want you to take with you. Fear is like stage lights. First, they are blinding. But once you step into them, they illuminate your greatness. And you all have greatness within you. Believe in it, know it, against all dream stealers who say, no, you can't, because you know in your heart you can. Now I want you all to say, yes, I can. Yes, I can. A little bit louder, please. Yes, I can. Now scream it out. Yes, you can. Master the moments no one sees, to lead the moments everyone remembers. Thank you very much, and I look forward to meeting you, and I will be back there.
Do we get an encore curtain call?
Of course. Jump the gap from knowing to doing, jump the gap from knowing to doing, jump the gap from knowing to doing now. Are you ready to commit yourself, to take action, feel the law of attraction, get ready to jump from knowing to doing now? Woo!